Hey there, Tad Hargrave from marketingforhippies.com. So today's video is about pay what you can and pricing, but there's something bigger that it's about. I got a comment from somebody, I think on one of my recent videos about pay what you can, and he said his resistance to it was that it puts a burden on the people paying to decide what to pay, and that he didn't want to do that. He felt that felt off to him. To make the other people, the people attending the workshop, decide what to pay instead of just giving them a price, a fixed price. And I do understand it, and I think it was this video where I was talking about how I'd done a workshop in Bradford and there were only 6 people there, and I could feel it was too much burden on too few shoulders. I knew that those 6 people were looking around saying, oh, there's only 6 of us. Tad came all the way to Bradford, England, from wherever he was before. I think I was up in Glasgow before, and come all the way down on my way down to London, stopped there out of the way, and they're like, oh my God, if we don't all pay quite a bit, he's not going to make any money. They know what the trains cost there. So this was anyways, so he sort of said, it's a burden. But let me just offer this as an answer to this. Do you imagine, if you share this concern, do you imagine that it's so much better for them for you to make a flat fee, that there's no burden on them? If you say, hey, instead pay what you can for my day-long workshop, it's $200. You think that's not a burden, that everyone has to pay the full price? What about the people who can't afford it? What about people in more marginalized situations? You think that's not a huge burden on them? Maybe it's not a burden at all on somebody, but what about those people? So it's not a burden for them? Really what's happening in these wrestlings is people are trying to somehow slip out of the real world, the physical world of your consequential. You have, no matter what you do, it will have a consequence on other people. And that's what's happening there, is people are trying to find a way to not have any consequence in the world. And my response to that would be, why would you not want to have any consequence? You see this thing in camping where they say, leave no trace. Why leave no trace? How about leave the trace like a human being was there? Because you see the bias in the leave no trace is the idea that human beings, inherently the trace that we leave is bad and undesirable. How about you leave a trace, like you leave a little bit of beauty in that place, so that any other animal will come by and say, oh, look at that beautiful thing. That's got to be a human that was here. Only humans make those kind of beautiful things. The same thing, I ate a vegan diet for 15 years, and God bless everyone, whatever food choices you make, all of our bodies are so different. But I remember for myself and a number of people, so much of what drove the veganism and then the wanting to be a fruitarian and all this was, I want to have no consequence in the world. I don't want to have a consequence. So I'll only eat the fruit that drops from the trees. I won't take anything. But there is no such thing as no consequence. People say, I'm going to have a vegan diet, so no animals will die. Oh, really? No animals will die? You're going to monoculture a field, and that's not going to kill a lot of the, first of all, bacteria and insects. You're going to use a harvester, a combine, a tractor, and that's not going to kill tons of animals. You get what I'm saying? You just don't get off the hook when you're alive. You will be of consequence. When you charge money, you're taking up a kind of energetic space, and that means consequence to other people. Also, by the way, what if you undercharge? Do you think that doesn't have consequence to other people? You think that people won't leave feeling guilty that they underpaid? I'll tell you what, from first-hand experience, I did the pay what you can before I'd figured out how to really do it. A whole weekend workshop, I said just pay whatever you want at the end, and people did. But they would come up to me guilt-ridden that they weren't paying me enough. So you think that's not a consequence that people have to live with? You think they won't avoid me next time? So, yeah. Hey, Joseph. Just recording a video. Good to see you. Yeah. So, you can charge so little. And that's also a consequence on people. And people don't think about this. They think, oh, I'm just undercharging. It's like, yeah, all your clients feel guilty as hell. And you know what else is happening? They're deeply worried that you are not going to stick around, that you're not going to last. And they love you. They love your yoga class. They love the coaching that you give. But they can see that you're broke. They can see that you're struggling. They can see that you're resenting it and that you're going to burn out. Now that's a burden on them. They feel like maybe they're taking advantage of you. So there's no way off the hook. See, when you undercharge, there's that you charge just a flat regular amount, and then there are people who won't be able to have access to it. And that's a burden on them to have to pay the full amount. And if you charge, you do the pay what you can, and then you put the burden on them. There's always a burden. Somebody that for them and for you. Yeah, let's not leave the burden on you out of it. No matter what, there's a burden, no matter what you do. So stop trying to be inconsequential. How about that? Stop trying to not have any impact on the world. Stop trying to leave no trace, and try to leave a beautiful human trace. That'd be my advocacy. So that's all. Here's Cook Street for you all. Oh man, what a beautiful street. I leave here in 6 weeks, and I'm really going to miss this place. So anyways, so much love to you all. Thank you all for the work that you're doing, all the candles that you're lighting in the darkness out there. Marketingforhippies.com is my website. You can subscribe to my videos here. Hit the red button and the bell icon. And of course, if you like this video, it will, I think, let more people see it. I don't know how these things work, but I've been told that's true. So anyways, thanks so much, everyone.